Alright, so on to Harm's Way. People have been really excited about this card. It's 1 white. The next 2 damage the source of your choice would deal to your opponent you control this turn is dealt to target your player instead. So, you get a prevent 2, you get a deal 2. You know, potential for 1 white to kind of, you know, it can certainly be a 2 for 1. You know, I mean, it's like a built together 2 for 1. So, I mean, would I take this over like something proactive like Doomblade or Lightning Bolt? I don't think so. I think I would take Doomblade or Lightning Bolt over it because, you know, those are going to be able to kill something whenever. And it only does the 2, so it's only a shock to something. You know, not going to be able to kill anything that big with it. Except as a combat trick, which opens you up. But it's really good. You take it as highly as most removal. Really cool card. Might be constructed worthy. Probably only sideboard. Almost certainly only sideboard, actually. So if you're playing against a defensive deck, it's terrible. Haunting Echoes got reprinted. Not good in limited. Hive Mind is a new card. Whenever a player casts instant or sorcery, each other player copies that spell. Each of those players may choose new targets for his or her copy. 6 mana enchantment. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's gonna be a 15-cent rare, and you could board it in, I guess, in limited, and by the time you cast it, they shouldn't have much more to cast. And if you don't have like any instants or sorceries, and they have like a million removal cards, or a million removal instant, you know. Anyway, Holy Strength. Generally wouldn't play it in limited, but depending on the matchup, you could board it in, I guess. Honor of the Pure is a new Crusade, except it doesn't cost double white, and it only creatures you control. Colorless and white. White creatures you control get +1/+1/+1. It's really good. I definitely take it in limited, and pretty highly. Yeah, probably over removal. And I wouldn't call it a bomb, but it's really good. And constructed, it should be really good to definitely find a home. Should be like a $4 or $5 card. Let's see, Horned Turtle. In a really offensive deck, this guy can be not bad at all. So you block all 3 power guys. But definitely late pick card. You should get this really late. Howl of the Night Pack got reprinted. I take this pretty highly in base set. It's gonna be much better than it was in Laurelwind block. Making 2/2 green wolf creature for each force you control for 7 mana. If you're playing a heavy green deck, you get like 4 2/2s, sometimes late game, you know, 5 or 6. So take it as a high creature pick, basically. Howling Banshee, 2 into black or 3/3 flying. When it comes into play, each player loses a life. In an aggressive deck, this is really good. I just take it pretty highly overall. Top into creature quality. You could use it to finish your opponent off too. Howling Mind, I would never play this in limited. Cool card though. It's probably still worth a couple bucks. Hypnotic Spectre, I would take over really any removal except for Fireball. Just has the ability to totally blow out a game. You know, you drop it in 3rd turn, hit him a couple times, and totally disrupt their hand. It's card's ridiculous. Okay, so Jace Bellerin, yeah, I'll take him pretty highly limited. Take over most anything else. He's gonna be worth more anyway, so it's gonna be worth at least a pack. Jackal Family is attacker block alone, 1 for 2. I think there's a Goblin or something that did the same thing. He's okay, in a really aggressive deck, yeah, you can definitely take him. I wouldn't draft him super highly though. Sometimes, you know, you're not gonna wanna. He's not a very good blocker, and sometimes you're not gonna have the other creature. Jump, it's always been horrible. 1 blue, target creature gains flying. Play that card. Colonian Behemoth is a new creature. Definitely take this above most anything except Fireball. 5, 6, 7. It's for a 9/9 Shroud. What they're supposed to do about that guy. Very simple, straightforward, unstoppable guy. Play a lot of mana acceleration if you have him. Telenor Bat. It's a new card. 2 and a black for 2 and flying. There's been plenty of cards that have the same qualities. Mid-range creature. Kindle Fury. 1 red, target creature gets +1/+0 and gain first strike. Wouldn't take this very high. You can take it on the low end. You open yourself up for 2 for 1s, you know, because you have to catch that one before blockers. or before damage, and they kill your guy in response, and then they get 2 for 1. Kraken's Eye, Lava Axe. In an aggressive deck, you can play Lava Axe. I'll finish them off. Take that low to mid. In a really aggressive deck, you can stick it mid. Levitation is good for 2 and 2 blue creatures you control flying. I take that above most quality creatures. Really good card in that format. Lifelink. Well, lifelink damage is still simultaneously. If you have a lot of flyers, because they changed the way lifelink works, not only can you only have 1 instant of it, now you the life gain does not go on the stack, so you gain life and at the same time the damage is dealt. So if you put lifelink on their creature and it hits you, the old way was if it could kill you with the amount of damage it dealt, you would die before you gain life back. Now the way it works is you gain life and lose life at the same time, so you can just not block the creature that you put your lifelink on of their creature, and it won't do anything to you. Or if you have a blocker that has lifelink, you can take lethal from one of the other guys because your other guy is going to gain you your life back anyway. But it's still a good card. In Sky's deck where I have 1,000,000 flyers, I'll start taking them probably though. Lightning Bolt. Take it as highly as almost any removal. 1 red. Does 3 damage to target creature or player. Really cool card that they reprinted. I would take things like, Fireball over it. I would take things like really good creatures like Air Elemental over it, but not very much else. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's probably one of the best removal cards in the set. Lightning Elemental, 4/4/4/1 haste. I don't take this guy very highly, but he's fine as a mid-range creature to take. He just dies so easily, but a lot of times he gets through. Light Wielder Paladin is really good just because he's a 4/4 first strike. New creature they print, 3/2 white for a human knight first strike. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you can exile target black or red permanent they control. So, I mean, in limited, that's just going to be a lot of times they're just not going to be able to block it without like a horrible trade, and they can't not block it if they have a black or red permanent because you'll just start removing him from the game. So yeah, take him over removal. Liliana Vess, yeah, take it over most anything except for Fireball. Llanowar Elves is a mid-range card. I don't take them super high, but they're always solid. So Looming Shade in a heavy black deck can be solid. 2 for a 1/1 with the Shade ability, the 1 black per +1/+1 until end of turn. Looking Predators. It's a new card, I guess. 4, 5, 6 enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature, put it into play. Otherwise, you put the card on the bottom of your library. That's pretty good, actually. Like in most decks, at least a third of your cards are going to be creatures. It's 6 mana, so it's a little late. But you play this in like kind of a controlling deck or whatever, or every card they try and play after you cast it is going to potentially net you card advantage. Although it's only 1/3, right? And you're paying 6 for it, so they're going to have to cast 6 spells before you get your second card off of it. So, I mean, I wouldn't take it very highly. I would take it like at the low end. And I don't know, maybe actually thinking about it, maybe it's not that good. If you have a ton of creatures and you get a card for every other spell you play, something like that. You filter out your deck from you have a lot of ways to get lands out of your deck, etc. But it's alright. And in a really controlling deck, it could be okay. Although, in a controlling deck, I don't know if you want to waste your turn doing something that might not do you anything. Magebane Armor, 3 for an equipment, equip 2. Equipped creature gets 2+1 loses line. Prevent all on-combat damage to be dealt to a creature. So, keep burn it, I guess. Although, it's big enough now that shouldn't really matter that much. I take this highly. I would actually probably take this over non-premium removal. So, I mean, I take Lightning Bolt and Doomblade over it, but in base set has the potential to be ridiculous, so I'd take it pretty highly.